the Braswell family has uncovered proof that mysteriously missing documents and evidence which hurt defendants, such as in the Vern Braswell murder case, is not an isolated incident. It turns out that the issue of documents and evidence mysteriously vanishing from the Vern Braswell criminal court file before it reached the Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals, was not an isolated incident. More so, defendants like Braswell suffer and are victimized every time this evidence mysteriously vanishes. Recently, almost 20 cases from the Shelby County criminal courts had missing documents or evidence when they reached the Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals. When the courts reviewed those cases, the defendants either lost their rights, because they got waived, or the court presumed that the rulings from the trial courts in Shelby County were correct, thereby making it extremely difficult for defendants to win their appeals. If it's intentional, it's the perfect crime, because it stops the defendant from being able to take advantage of their post-trial rights, and it helps to cover up any improprieties that may have taken place during the trial. Either way, missing documents and evidence on appeal placed almost 24 Shelby County defendants at a disadvantage, when raising issues that they claimed were trial errors, before their cases even reached the Court of Criminal Appeals. 5 of the identified cases with waived or lost rights from the appellate court from 2003 to 2009 were prosecuted personally by now DAG Amy P. Wyrick. One of these cases was the Vern Braswell case, a case in which evidence that mysteriously vanished on appeal, resurfaced 15 years later with a letter of apology. The question remains, where are all of the documents and evidence that went missing from the other cases, and who's responsible for their disappearance? An anonymous source alleged that someone inside the criminal justice system removed items in the Braswell case to sabotage his appeal. Was there a similar motivation for any of the other cases with identical situations? Here's a list of Shelby County cases and the year of their appeal, that had missing documents or items, that hurt the defendants. State v. Courtney Anderson 2003 prosecuted by Amy P. Wyrick. State v. Tvs Bledsoe 2007 prosecuted by Amy P. Wyrick. State v. Brian Davidson 2008. State v. Vern Braswell 2008 prosecuted by Amy P. Wyrick. Quinton Sanders v. State 2009 prosecuted by Amy P. Wyrick. Darrell Jennings v. State 2009 prosecuted by Amy P. Wyrick. State v. MacArthur Bobo 2011. State v. Quayne Morris 2013. Lewis Young v. State 2013. State v. Michael Kaiser 2014. State v. Victor Dyson 2015. Adrian Delka v. State 2016. State v. Juan Serrano 2017. State v. Ontario Chamber 2019. State v. Gaylor Page 2019. State v. Cordarius Franklin 2019. State v. Michael Rimmer 2019. State v. Tyler Brooks and Tavares Jackson 2019. And State v. Ricky Boyd 2020. To repeat, all of the secured criminal court files on these cases had evidence or records missing, before the records even made it to the Court of Criminal Appeals, and over a quarter of them were prosecuted personally by Amy P. Wyrick. Does anybody inside the criminal justice system care where all of that evidence went, and whose disappearance hurt defendants? We know who doesn't care, because when the evidence resurfaced in the Braswell case, Amy P. Wyrick did not say OMG, she did not say we got to get to the bottom of this. As a matter of fact, she did not seem shocked at all. And it should make you wonder, why wasn't she appalled or floored by the fact that evidence from a case she personally handled, vanished then resurfaced 15 years later? This was Amy P. Wyrick's reaction. She blamed Vern Braswell, the victim in this situation, and blamed the press for reporting on the story. See for yourself.
Shelby County District Attorney Amy Wyrick replied, "There's an established legal procedure for appealing a conviction that does not include first holding a press conference and hoping the media will carry the ball for you."